Hey pals, how are you doing? It's been about 4 months since I've had my hysterectomy, I think, and I thought it was about time that I did a bit of an update to tell you what's going on, how I'm feeling, all that kind of stuff, and just tell you a bit about it. If I'm going to be more precise, it's been about 5 months, 4.5, 4 months and 3 weeks-ish, around that kind of area. By the time this comes out, it will probably be 5 months, but everything's kind of settling down a little bit now, so the dates don't really matter as much as they might with some other kinds of surgeries. One thing I definitely underestimated with having a hysterectomy was how much of a toll it would take on my body and emotions. When I was going into it, I was really kind of seeing it as just like, oh, I'm getting some things removed, and then after that everything will be great and I'll be able to focus on the next thing, when it's been a bit more complex and difficult to deal with. I'll start with the bad things so that I can end with the good things. Biggest thing I noticed was night sweats and sweating in general. I would wake up in the middle of the night, every night, feeling like I had a bucket of water thrown on me, and only me, because Paul was fine, and I felt so embarrassed and so dirty and just horrible in general. I feel like I'm quite a uptight person when it comes to hygiene, and I don't like feeling dirty, so the fact that I was constantly sweating just made me feel really awful. I think it's kind of calmed down a little bit, but I've been taking a few supplements and medications to kind of help with that, so I don't know if it's a matter of time or if it's down to what I'm taking, but I have noticed that things have gotten better since. I've been taking black cohosh, I think that's what it's called, which is a plant or a herb that comes in tablets, and it's supposed to help with the side effects of menopause. I think the box is actually called Menocool, and I got that from Holland & Barrett, and I take one of those every night before bed. And since I've taken them, I think it's been about a month, I have felt a lot less hot and sweaty, and I don't get as many hot flushes, although I still do find that I get kind of flushed and a bit like hot at times. On top of that, I have been taking vitamin D, which was recommended to me by my gender therapist when I went to see her at the beginning of the month, I think it was. Might have been the 4th of March or something. I had my bloods done just before I saw her to make sure that my testosterone was normal and all that kind of stuff. It came back to be at the lower end of average, which is good, but it still needed to be a bit higher. She also wanted me to get my thyroid tested, as some of the symptoms that I've mentioned having kind of correlate to having issues with your thyroid, so I'm working on getting that done and tested. Another really difficult thing I've been noticing is that I'm struggling to lose weight a lot more than I used to. I've been doing Slimming World for almost a year now. Things were going great until my hysterectomy, and I think since then I've kind of just been going up and down, and I find that it's really easy to put on weight, and I have to try really hard to lose it. The other week I lost 1.5 pounds, and then the next week I put on 2, and it's kind of been like that for a few months. I'm not sure if that's to do with my mental health or because of surgery or my thyroid or whatever, but we'll see what's going on. In terms of mental health, I have been struggling a little bit with that, but that has also been possibly because I've come off my antidepressants. I found that they had been really unhelpful. I was put on fluoxetine and then my dose was upped, and since then I just noticed that I've been feeling really robotic and empty and irritated and just not like myself. So I went to the doctor and he kind of agreed with me that I could stop taking it gradually, but I haven't been on it for about 2 months now, and I feel better than I did, but it's still not great. And I don't know if that's because of my hysterectomy or if that's just because I've got depression in general. So we'll have to see about that. My scars don't bother me that much. I don't get any pain. I haven't had any more bleeding. I think the bleeding stopped after about 6 weeks, which was great. The biggest good change that I've noticed since my hysterectomy is my facial hair. I feel like that's coming in a lot more now, and where I had patches of peach fuzz before, I've got little bits of stubble, and I'm having to shave weekly just to kind of neaten things up, whereas before it was about monthly or whenever I could be bothered. So yeah, I feel like things are going to start growing in a lot more and a lot more evenly, hopefully, and that makes me feel great. Everything's come back. Where I had to be shaved for surgery, I don't notice a line, so I can't really tell which part of me is growing more hair or whatever, but yeah, I just imagine that it's normal or maybe a bit faster than it was before. I think that's about it, but I definitely feel a lot better than I did in my last update, which is positive, so I think I'll leave it on that. I want to thank Sol, Mark, Bex and Oliver for supporting me on Patreon. Once again, you're amazing and I can't thank you enough. So thanks for all you do. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope you're having a great day and a great week and a great month and a great everything. And I will speak to you soon. Bye.